What's good, y'all? It's me, Chris, back here with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing Insecure Season 4, Episode 2. But before we get into the video, I just want to say that quarantine has my sides looking like a shag carpet. So I beg you please just focus on the face, focus on the cute shirt. Just don't draw your eyes to my hair. I'm feeling very insecure about it, okay? Let me know what are y'all doing during these quarantine times to deal with your hair. I am doing my best to drink a lot of water because I'm like, if my hair is going to be looking a little fucked up, at least my skin needs to be looking glowy right now. Like, I can't be having two struggles going on. So that's what I'm dealing with now. Just playing with my insecurities a little bit, just all my dysphoria of my body and shit like that. No big deal. But let's get into this episode. This episode was really fucking good. I really enjoyed this episode. It was super short. This episode was a solid 25 minutes. It was a quick pump. You got people out here complaining about episodes wanting to be longer, and and Issa's like, I'm gonna give y'all, longer seasons, and I'm like, okay, Issa, you up here titty dancing, HBO and Issa, you titty dancing a little bit, y'all up here bullshitting with us. Like, if you gonna not commit to giving us hour-long episodes, you at least need each episode to be 30 minutes at least, please. But I thought it was a good episode overall. The one thing I really love about this show is how relatable this is. Like, these scenarios that these characters are in each episode are so fucking relatable to anyone who was a 20-something, 30-something, millennial, Gen Z. Like, you could imagine yourself in a lot of these scenarios, and I just love, like, it creates a lot of discourse and conversation. I think that's what the show really does really well. It's like the conversation afterwards. We watch these shows. That's why y'all flock to these videos, and that's why I make them, because I just love discussing their dynamic. So we start off the episode with Molly for a change. I noticed that. Did y'all like that? We've never started off an episode of Insecure with just Molly. So to me, that laid the grounds of like, okay, Molly is going to be the focus on this episode. Her and Andrew are leaving dinner, and she's in this gorgeous green dress. Green is my favorite color. I am very aware from like my back in the days where I used to watch America's Next Top Model. I remember Tyra and a lot of her makeup teams over seasons will always say that like any color looks really good on dark skin, like as far as makeup goes, and I think that's applicable to attire as well. Like, a lot of colors look really good on dark skin, so I thought Molly looked phenomenal in that dress. We get the scene where Andrew gets a call, and it's like a personal call, and he doesn't want to like let Molly in into what that call may have pertained. He just wants to go talk about like having sex with Molly. So we cut to a scene, and they're fucking. HBO, my favorite thing, and they're talking about cakes. He's hungry, he wants dessert, and he has that smack, and it transitions right into the title card of Insecure. The creative choices in this series is really fucking good. I just love that transition. It was great. So we're going to start off with Lawrence. I want to get Lawrence the fuck out of the way because I'm sick and tired of this nigga. So Candela and Issa are talking about the block party. They're having just a casual conversation, and Issa's like, you know what? I want to address the awkwardness between you and I. We're going to be working together. Like, I don't have no problems. There's no drama with this. Like, let's just acknowledge this and move on. Then they make a little awkward joke about Lawrence liking mayonnaise with French fries, which, as an American, I think that's a lot weird to a lot of us. But when I went to Europe, specifically Amsterdam, mayo and French fries hit. I don't like mayonnaise at all, actually. Yeah, I don't like mayonnaise, but mayonnaise and fries, and when you have it in Europe, it hits different. There's like this undertone of this mustard taste. It is so good. But as Americans, ketchup and mustard, we don't eat mayonnaise with French fries. There. Candela and Lawrence are having a cute little lunch. Lawrence is eating his French fries, and he asks for mayonnaise, and Candela's like, that's what me and Issa laughed about. And also Lauren is on high alert, like, oh, really? What else did y'all talk about? And Candela's like, is this going to be a problem? And she gives him the opportunity to say how you feel, address how you feel. Let me know. Let's communicate. This is a problem that everyone has in the show. No one likes to address issues as they come up. And as they feel. Like, everyone has a problem with like expressing how they feel in this series. Like, we're 30 something years old in this show, correct? No, no, I can communicate more effectively with my 4-year-old nephew than I would be able to with these characters on the show. But Lawrence had an opportunity to let Candela know right in that moment, hey, I would prefer for me not to come up. Nope, he just let it go by, very passive about it, seemed nonchalant about it. He literally transitions to the scene with his friends and it's like, fuck, nah, I got a problem with this. I hate Lawrence's friends. Chad specifically. I don't think Chad is a good friend at all. Sure, we like his characters. He has funny one-liners. He's fast-paced talker. But, like, he is not a good friend whatsoever. I don't know why Lawrence confides in these group of men. Derek, not so much. I don't have a problem with Derek. And Derek is hella fine. I don't have a problem with Derek. Chad, not so much. Lauren needs a new group of friends. I would love to see him expand his group of friends if he's going to remain in this series. But need a new friend. I guess it's cool because, like I said, Chad provides these funny one-liners. But I'm just like, you're a horrible friend suggesting that he brings the issue and concerns to Issa. So then Lawrence decides to pull up on Issa. Chin checker real fast. Like, this is not Issa's problem. Issa already dealt with her concerns and problems in the earlier episode with Candela. She already squashed that. Lawrence, you have to talk to Candela. Your insecurity is just leaping out. You just said in the episode before, you told Candela to work with Issa. You said, oh yeah, no problem. Go ahead. It's not no issue. So you didn't think that, like, at some point in time that you wouldn't have come up in conversation? You think that you would just be null and void between Candela and Issa and that there wouldn't be some type of conversation in which you would come up? And like I said, to me, it's just screaming out insecurity. It's just screaming out insecurity. When he really has a real concern, he should have brought it up to Candela. Issa a real one. I would have. What? You don't run my life? This is crazy. You don't run my life. I'm really surprised that Issa was able to receive that information as such. Like, I automatically would have been like, you tripping. And Issa even tried to let him know, like, de-escalate the situation. Like, oh, yeah. We're just talking about mayo and french fries. We didn't even bring anything up personal. Like, I get the concern of not having someone want to taunt your relation, not want to tarnish your relationship, but you directing that towards the wrong person. And then Issa and Lawrence have a phone call later on in the episode when Issa's going to meet up with Candela, and she's like, should we tell Candela? And I'm just like, ooh, this is going to start some shit. And I'm okay with it. I hope it all blows up and Lauren gets the fuck off the show. Get Lawrence the fuck off the show. If this is like setting up a storyline for this all to blow up in Lawrence's face and Candela and him break up, I'm fine with it. I pray that this does not backfire on Issa. I have a feeling that it will, because sometimes Issa is very nonchalant, go with the flow. But if Issa is uncomfortable with holding on to this for too long, she may tell Candela. I could see Issa, especially she has more invested in Candela. She's like working, she's building up this relationship. Her and Lawrence, they're just cordial. They don't have no beef, but they're not maintaining a friendship. Like, I do foresee that. Like I said, get Lawrence the fuck out of here so we can focus on the real show, so we can get exactly what I've always wanted, which is exploring the dynamics of 4 black women. I want this series so badly to focus on Issa, Molly, Tiffany, and Kelly. Did we not enjoy their Halloween scene? Did we not enjoy that banter, that dynamic of just seeing these 4 very different black women get together and just discuss their relationships? It is nice for them not to always get together to discuss a nigga. It would be nice for them to get together and not be discussing no nigga. That's what I want from them so bad. I love their Halloween costumes. I didn't get what Issa was wearing. I didn't get the reference. I was watching a few reviews after the show had aired, and apparently it's from School Days, which is a Spike Lee film. I've never seen that film, unfortunately, but I really love Molly's outfit. Clover, the Clovers from Bring It On. That is one of my favorite movies. I don't think people. That's a really fucking good movie. The commentary on race in that movie, I don't think people talk about it enough. Like, it's a very teenager comedy entertaining kind of movie on race and cheerleading. Like, it's fucking good. People need to go back and watch that movie. Great. Gabrielle Union, classic, a standard in the black community. I love Kelly's outfit. She was dressed up as Babs, Holly Berry. We had Tiffany dressing up as, was she Cleopatra? I may have not gotten that reference either, but they all look really great. I just want more of that. And I get it, you know, maybe Issa and the team doesn't want to be compared to Girls and Girlfriends and Sex and the City. Like, we've seen those shows with those four woman dynamics before, but like, I just would love to see millennial women, you know, what their dynamic is now, modern day time in LA, in a busy city. Just what is the dynamics of y'all friendship? We don't even know how they became friends outside of Molly and Issa. We don't really know. I want that to be the show. I want the women of Insecure to be the show, and add Condella in too. Add Condella in too. I'm fine with like a rotating friend as well. I'm totally down with that. We get TSA is back. TSA Bay is back and adding great sex scenes to the show as usual. Issa Issa is turned upside down on the bed and she's like, this is uncomfortable, but a good uncomfortable. If I can only tell you how many times I've ended up on the edge of the bed unknowingly and being like, oh, should be so good sometimes. You end up under the bed sometimes before you realize that you're in an uncomfortable position, and so relatable when Issa's like, oh, you fucking the stress out of me. Like, who hasn't been there before? Who hasn't been there when you're like, I need someone to fuck the worrisome out of me now. TSA Bay is good for that. Ooh, he's so sexy. We get a little gag of the condom getting stuck in Issa. Not relatable because I don't have a vagina, but I know a lot of women experience this. I also think it's great commentary because I know season 1, there was a lot of articles written on like, where's the condom usage, where's the condom placement in the shows. There's some type of like responsibility that the cast of Insecure need to show by, displacing condoms. And so I think that now this one's like, you see, we're using the condom. You see, like, just shoving it in our face. I love it. I think it's really good commentary on the condom usage in this show. We get to a scene where Molly and Issa are going to meet up for dinner. Molly wants to talk to Issa about her dynamics of Andrew, or just share some important information with her. And Condella is there. And then Issa proceeds to invite Condella to the dinner and just essentially minimize the importance of what Molly has to share with Issa. I thought Issa was totally wrong. I don't like surprises. Unless it's money or a gift. Please don't surprise me with family members, friends. Like, that just has to shift my mindset. I think a lot of people are very dismissive and they're just like, oh, it's just another person. And it's like, Molly and Condella are not set up as friends. They don't know each other personally. I don't feel comfortable sharing that with her. Sometimes you just need that one-on-one time. Sometimes you just need that devoted time to your best friend. And Issa should have recognized that. I think Molly handled it really well. In this we're gonna get to it, but in this episode, Molly shows so much growth. Like, I love the way that she handled it. She talked to her, said, hey, like, this was supposed to be like you and our times, and she said, fine, we can like talk on Sunday, but like, sis, next time, like, do better. A lot of people are online and in real life that I've talked to are saying that Molly is jealous of Condella. I don't think she's jealous of Condella. I just think that she's annoyed in which, like, the space that Condella is taking up of Issa in parts of their relationship, right? Like, in times when Molly needs to be prioritized, Issa is not available for her. So I think that's the annoyance, and that's a total fair concern. If you have friendships are just as much important work as someone you're dating, and if you're not prioritizing that person, I think you should have to reassess, and you're allowed to feel a certain type of way if you're constantly around a person that you need, that you have a connection and a bond with. Totally fair. Then we cut away to Molly's apartment. She's cooking dinner for Andrew. She's making a roux. She's making stew, jambalaya. I don't know, something black, right? And so in this exchange, you can see Molly is like kind of laying the ground of just like, I want this night to be about getting to know each other and not having our interactions revolving around like an event. I just want it just to be about us. And I think she does a good job of laying it down. They're having this conversation. She's sharing family photos. Molly pries a little bit into Andrew's personal life, and Andrew doesn't want to talk about his sister. And Molly, she switches into Molly mode and is just being passive aggressive, like, well, if you want to go to the concert, then if that's what you want to be. And just like, hold on, what did I miss? And then that's when she voices her concern of just like, I want to date a man with depth. I want to date a real person. A lot of our shit is just shit talking and sex. And I don't think Molly is wrong for feeling that, and I don't think she's wrong for voicing that, but I do think for her to get upset with Andrew not sharing and being more open before she decided to let Andrew know the type of dynamic that she wants, the type of dating style that she wants, I think that's where she's flawed. I think that she should have addressed Andrew and figured out like what type of relationship, what type of boundaries they were going to be having in this dynamic, similar to last week. But I do applaud Molly for being able to articulate her feelings in such a manner that didn't just seem like dragging. I liked it. I thought it was good. She tries that with him and he just rejects it. He dips out. Like I said before, better approach could have been used, but at least she's trying. She's making an effort to think outside of her normal self, and I like that. We get a little quick, I think there's like a B storyline with Molly and Torian. That's her co-worker at the law firm. He's an asshole. He is totally an asshole, but I appreciated the scene at the end in which Molly apologized to Torian. Now she could be trying to manipulate him in some way, or just recognizing that she has room to grow in her life in all aspects. And I lean more so on the side of like, you know what? I did something wrong. I'm holding myself accountable. Let me acknowledge that to you. And when Torrance walked away and scuffed, I just thought he was more so taken aback by her approach. I thought that he was just not expecting that from Molly. And I thought it was a good scene. I thought it was good for us to get a little bit, like I said, more growth, to see it outside of the lens of dating and Issa, and to see her having these revelations and work as well. I really like it. We get to Molly and Issa. It's finally Self-Care Sunday. They're hiking up the LA gorgeous hills. I miss the sun in the outside. So I don't know if y'all peep game, but there's like a black woman sitting on the bench when they're hiking up this hill, and she asks like Issa and Molly, like, "Are you okay?" That's one of the writers on the show. Her name is Amy Iniobi, and she's also a supervising producer. She wrote this episode specifically. They do little stuff like that. They'll have like their writers or their producers. I think last season they had Prentice Penny. He's a producer, a director, a writer on the show. I personally don't find him to be likable, but he has a bit more of celebrity, so he was recognizable in last season versus Amy. She hasn't been as visible. You might see her in a few Insecure interviews or on podcasts, but her celebrity is just not as high. But it was cute to add her in the scene. Molly gets to talking to Issa about Andrew, and Issa did the exact same thing that Molly did to her last week. Like this dismissive, kind of shady jab to Molly about her dating habits, and just about like, you always got a problem with something. I'm like, I don't know if that's just their dynamic, because that's been very much their trajectory throughout these series, or if that was just Issa trying to get back on Molly. Either way, I don't know. They have an interesting dynamic in which they don't really get a chance to really unpack and be able to address their relationship. It seems to me they don't get really, really deep about themselves until it's too late. We saw that in season 3, and we also saw that in season 1. So they got some growing to do between them. Like I think that's what a lot of this season's gonna be about. Like diving into their dynamic. Molly gets a phone call from Andrew. Andrew wants to apologize, and Molly, before Andrew even could, it's like, I'm sorry if I pushed too hard or if I was just, being aggressive. And he's like, no, no, no. Like, I realized that, like, it takes time for me to get comfortable with people, and, I need to be more open, and thank you for calling me out. It's just going to take some time. She smiled, said, I'll call you back. I got to get back to Issa. She's over here fighting with a fucking gnat. She walks over to Issa. Issa's like, who's that? She said, it's just some work stuff. I really wonder why Molly didn't tell her. I wonder why Molly didn't tell Issa that Andrew was on the phone. If anything, one could assume that Andrew reaffirmed all the feelings that Molly had, and she just didn't want to hear anything different than that in that moment. Or she just didn't want to hear Issa be like, I told you so, So either way, there was something where she just felt like she didn't want Issa's voice anymore, any more of Issa's lip, and I that's laying ground for something, and I can't wait to see the next week's episode. I really wonder why she didn't tell her. We end the episode with T.S. Bay is gone already. He's gone already. Issa had to break up with T.S. Bay because this nigga got 2 kids and 1 on the way. I understand. I think when you get to a certain age, it might be an expectation that other adults are gonna have children, but 2 kids and 1 on the way, oh no, that sounds too messy. But she definitely left us with saying, like, but he did have a thick ass dick though. Listen, the thick dick will keep you around. It will definitely leave you blind to a lot of people's issues and concern. And like I said, they were fuck buddies. They weren't dating. This was nothing serious. So totally fine. Hopefully he's back. I understand niggas with kids are complicated, but I hope he's back sometime throughout this season, or we just get some type of reincarnation of him or a similar character. I would love that. But yeah, that's all my thoughts I have on this episode. Like I said, it was really entertaining. I love the relatability factors and the conversation and the discourse we can have around these characters. Get Lawrence the fuck out of here so we can focus on the 4 black women that I love, please. And that's it. I would love to hear y'all thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching my last week's video and all the new subscribers who came through. Welcome to the krisbeknowin family. Thank y'all so much for all the compliments and all the comments. I appreciate it. The engagement really helps grow the channel. So thank you so much. It's been really fun chatting and seeing y'all discover my channel. So please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the krisbeknowin family, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.